images on your website. That's what we're going to talk about today with respect to the Google SEO Starter Guide.
Yep.
Right? And so yes, Google does publish this guide, and that's what this whole series is about. We're helping local business owners understand what it takes to rank well on Google. Right? So I'm Stephen Lau.
And I'm Tahmid Sawad.
And today we're going to talk about images. So Google has some guidance on what you have to do with your images.
Right.
Right? First and foremost is that it wants you to help identify what that image is all about. If I post a picture of a person and I call it image 1, what kind of context is that? As Google, I don't know what that is.
Before talking about the naming, I'd just like to mention that Google actually encourages you to put images on your website so that you can make it easy for your visitors. Like if it's just content and there is no image, it's no good, right?
That's right.
So then comes, okay, if I put several images on my website or even on the same page, how do I name that? It's not just, you cannot just do that JPG.1, right? Or image.1,
well, lots
right?
of people do. You know, they download from their camera and all of a sudden there's some name that's given and they upload it and then that's
people make this mistake all the time. They never rename their pictures or even the resource files, right? They just download it and upload on the website. And at the end of the day, Google doesn't know what the pictures is, right? You have to provide a context to Google or the other search engines so that it knows what the picture is talking about, right? If it's content, search engines can easily read the words, but they cannot read the picture. So you have to provide the context to the search engine and Google to know what the picture is all about.
So it's important because even now, like with the Google My Business account, it even starts alerting you as the most popular images or the images that are seen the most. So people do search by image. That is actually one of the most popular searches.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so it's particularly important in various industries. So let's just say home furnishings.
Yep.
So I want to find this type of chair.
Yep.
Do you think I'm going to go search Google or I'm going to search Google Images?
Exactly.
Right? So I have two different options, right? So with respect to context, obviously, if I throw an image up on, say, my home furnishings page, Google starts to assume maybe those images have to deal with home furnishings, regardless of how you name them or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But maybe they have nothing to do with that.
Yep.
So again, more context that you can deliver to those images, the better, right? Which is to name them.
Right. Especially if you have individual service pages on your website and you want to put a picture on each of these pages, so you should name the picture on a relevant context to the content of that page. So if it's like basement waterproofing, right? So the picture should be named as basement waterproofing, and maybe you can add your geotag and take other benefit as well for SEO. That's another discussion. But at least name the picture based on the page where you're putting the picture.
Now, Google does recommend to have a sitemap for your images as well.
That's a very good practice, especially if you have many pictures on your website. If you have hundreds of pages, then it's just another guide to provide search engines that I have these images on these pages so that they can easily crawl and kind of link the content and the images on your website.
It's particularly important, I guess, for I'm going to say e-commerce websites, right? If you're selling something, you know, if you give real context to that image to make it very easy for Google to index it, then what it's going to do is that it's going to promote that when someone's looking for it.
Yep.
And because that image is there, they can see where it came from. They'll click to your website, and then hey, you can have a sale, right?
Also, another thing I would like to mention that sometimes I have seen people using keyword stuffing in the image name as well.
Of course.
They just put all the keywords in a single image, right? So that's no good, right? You have to kind of choose what that image stands for, and you have to use only that particular keyword.
That's right.
And also another thing is alt text, right? So that's another important part of image too when it comes to SEO.
That's right. To put a comment in your image as to what it's all about. So there's some rules around that, which again, don't make it too long. And you know, some people might put too much content into it, right? Especially if there are many images. So just be careful. There has to be some sort of strategy there with not only naming your images, but also describing your images in the alt tag.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing too is the format of the images is very important, right? So I think it's overlooked a lot of the time, but and most people don't even know about it. But let's just say your image, because image size can slow down your website.
Very important, very important. I'm
Very
glad that you
important.
brought this
And then
topic,
of course, speed of your website is important for ranking, right? So, like as an example, maybe you don't know this, but your image should be a GIF image if it doesn't have a lot of colors.
Right.
If it has a lot of colors and it's complex, then your image should be a JPEG.
Yep.
Right? And then if you want to have transparency, then your image will have to be a PNG file.
Right.
Right? So depending on who's designing your website, you might need a strategy at some point in time to determine how the images are formatted and the size of those images as well.
Also, talking about the size, I have seen this like many times, people doing the same mistake with the renaming. They just download a big size picture, maybe from their mobile or from their camera.
Yes.
And I have seen like picture sitting on a website which is like 20 megs or plus 20 plus megabytes. So
resize it.
Resize it. You have to bring it down to a few kilobytes only without compromising the color and everything. But there are strategies for that too.
Yes, that's correct. So in summary, image is super important. Different industries may benefit more than others, even from a local perspective, right? The reality is that you need to help Google identify what that image is because it can drive you more traffic, right? And there's different strategies to do that. One is indexing, naming, and then commenting on your images.
And compressing the images as well.
And of course, format and compression, super important.
Super important, yeah.
So if you want to know more about images and how it can help drive new business or new customers to your business,
just
make
sure
make sure you just drop us a line.
Yeah.
Our information is located below. And obviously this is in the context of the Google SEO Starter Guide. Yes, Google does have a starter guide for SEO. It tells you what you need to do. So it's important to pay attention to that. I'm Stephen Lau, signing off.
And I'm Tahmid Zawad, signing off.
If you like this video, please share,
Like,
and subscribe to our channel.